everyone, my name is Jerry, and this is the big show. Apologies if I sound a little off. I've got a case of the sniffles, and I don't mean because I've been crying over the inclusion of a beta of a mobile version of this game. No, it just seems like I might have just barely a little cold, and as most men and women know, there's nothing more pathetic than a man with a slight cold. No, it's the end of the world. Maybe that explains why, for the first time ever, I didn't save the first 20 seconds of this video. And speaking of, let's get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Tech Tree Tier 7 German Heavy Cruiser. Give it up for Hipper. Yes, the Hipper. I had a request recently to do a video on it, and you know we aim to please with cheese, so I took it out for a spin this morning to check out this new world of wowzles that I was informed was doomed. Doomed because the beta of the mobile is live, and I'm pretty sure 75% of the players in this match were playing on their phone. It's the only way I can explain it. Or, this is how it always is and nothing has changed. Either way, let's get to this match. If you turn your eyes to the big screen, you can see the commander and modules I'm using here, and fittingly, it is Victor Von Doom with the Thing and Mr. Fantastic. Now, we are on the exotic and postcard-esque Sea of Fortune, and longtime viewers will know there are a fair number of Hipper and Prinz Eugen videos that take place on this map in our back catalog, and that's because this is a great map for those boats. The Hipper loves islands in the stream and sinking red teams, and this map offers both. If I spawn on the west or east side, I generally play very aggressive up to a forward island and then just sit there as the red team is unable to come around without eating up to 12 sea sausages. However, this time I spawned at B, and so I was kind of hoping to catch some crossfires on ships as they headed into sea, but instead I got to see a mobile player in their La Terrible rush in and die, and they must have been a mobile player because no console player would do such a thing. And since my cover was blown and there was nothing to shoot at, I opted to instead direct my attention to the red push on A, so I will direct my attention onto this Bliskavica and try to set up a double strike with the Richelieu. But it's not going to happen. But let me ask you this. Our Akatsuki is shooting their guns. Does that mean they're a mobile player or not? Because I know console destroyers don't shoot their guns. I'm so confused here. Anyway, yeah, I'm using the HE on the Hipper, and the HE is pretty sus. And I've mentioned before, you can totally use the AP on destroyers with this. It'll probably actually do more damage, though it won't knock modules reliably, but in hindsight, probably could have just stuck with AP there. Anyway, now we got a broadside Embra who, what do you think? You think they're going to slow down and sit in their smoke? I think they are. Let's get a shot off. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's going to be trolley dispersion there. Yeah. I wonder if I can get one more off. We kind of have a good idea of where they are. But, okay, I don't know if you guys see this, but B's getting flipped, so that means a destroyer is right there, and I've got them caught on my Hydro. It is the Benham, and now we got to kind of think about what we're going to do here. That Embra is going to be able to farm me. The Benham, they're not going to be able to tort me, but I do want to get into a place where I'm unspotted, so I'm not being shot by 3 different players at the same time. Alright, Benham's there, but we still have this Suzuya sailing broadside, and one of the reasons I like using Victor Von Doom is because the accuracy is just so good, and though I don't really get a dev strike there, I am going to one-shot, we'll just call it a one-shot, this Suzuya, okay, let's call it a 2-shot. Well, I guess technically this is a 3rd shot. By God, somebody just sink them, I'm tired of being on fire. And there we go. So, there's our second ship sunk. And this is the beauty of the Hipper. It's AP. It always amuses me when I see Hipper spamming HE, and it's not that you can't, you just shouldn't. If you're in a spot where your only viable option is to spam HE, then you're in a bad spot. So reposition. Now, speaking of being in a bad spot, I have got myself into a pretty bad one right here, and I don't know what they want, and I don't have much HP, but what I do have is a particular set of skills that makes me a nightmare for boats like you. Leave me alone, and that will be the end of it. But if you don't, I will find you, and I will sink you. So it's right about here that I recognize I'm doing something not wise. I do not need to go chase that Embra out into the wild, out into a crossfire with all those battleships out to the east. So I'm going to stop and just continue to spam HE like I just said you shouldn't, but I can't do any damage to the Embra with my AP from here. So I'm going to back up, and then I'm going to change my mind, and I was thinking maybe I should just go ahead and push up to that island directly in front of me so I can have some cover. But instead, I was like, you know what, we'll just keep reversing this Embra. They will eventually go around that side, and then I can drop spot and hopefully get a little bit more heal off before the Amagi over to the east notices that I am broadside to it. And it looks like we're going to be okay, but you know what? I'm going to accidentally slide off this base. Oh well. What are you going to do? If we were to take a quick assessment of this situation, we are barely up on ships. We are down on caps, so I need to flip this cap and not slip off like I just did, but I will reverse and get back onto this, and finally we will cap A. But at that point, I need to head into B and somewhere in here try and sink a couple more ships without being sunk myself because I do not have much HP. Also, unfortunately, I do not have a concealment mod on here, which makes my detection range almost 13 kilometers. And my thinking is always, well, I'm going to be shooting all the time anyway, or I'm going to be up close hugging islands, so I don't particularly think that I need a concealment mod. However, I would really like one right now because the Embra is going to spot me. So I need to get going. I mean, I'll take a shot since I'm in range, but I need to get going and turn out and drop spot, just like the Embra is doing. I don't need to concern myself with this. I need to get into my more natural habitat of hugging islands. So let's just be honest right here. I'm going to tell you that not a lot is going to happen for the next couple minutes as we go sightseeing around these exotic locales. So instead, I will share my thoughts on the mobile version of Wowzels that is all the rage these days. Emphasis on rage. First things first, I don't particularly care. I don't understand why anyone would. And most of what I have seen are some mighty large assumptions about how game development works, like that developer resources are being pulled from the features the console users are asking for and are instead working on a mobile port. But that is just not how it works. The second thing is that the lobbies will now be filled with AFK players or players who just quit randomly in the match, and that the quality of play will be much worse because we're superior console players, which sounds a lot like a PC elitist attitude to me, but last I looked, for 95% of the matches I am, there are usually 17 potatoes per game. Now, some would say 18. So, what does it hurt? Everyone just complains about their teammates constantly anyway. So I will tell you what I always do, and that is expect that you're going to have to do everything yourself. That way, if your team does anything, you're pleasantly surprised. I pinged this cap for our team to flip it. Did they? Nope. So I went in here and I'm going to flip it myself. But lastly, let's say all of that does happen. The gameplay deteriorates to a point that the game is unplayable. So what do? Well, you quit playing. Ouija, for all their faults, love money. I think everybody can agree on that. And if the well runs dry because the game becomes an unplayable mess, well then you best believe they will make the changes they need to open the taps up to your wallets again. All I ask is that come the final version, they give us an option to disable playing with mobile players, but, and this is a very big but, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Certainly not while it's still in beta, because Ouija loves data, and they need lots of it to inform their choices. Alright, that's it. We can move on. So, back to this game. We have flipped B. We're still down on points, but at least we will be accruing them faster. The M-Bro is spotted heading back towards A, and look at this Suzuya. Oh man, they have no idea how much I want to fire my guns right now, but doing so would give away my position. Well, I guess I was spotted for a split second there. So anyway, I'm going to instead back up here and lie in wait, just like a snake, waiting to strike. Alright, let's just wait here. Just wait. We're gonna, you know, the Embra's gonna come out and, where are they? Hiya! Yeah. Alright, there goes the Embra. And they get a pretty decent strike off on me, so, you know what? I'll take it. I just wanted to get them off the board because I don't like players who just run around the whole time. Speaking of players just running around the entire game, I am spotted by the Suzuya, and they aren't firing. That's okay, I kind of get it. I mean, they're weak, but what exactly is the excuse of the Amagi? It is full health, and let me just tell you, much like shooting HE in a hipper shows that you're probably out of a little position, having full health at the end of the match that your team is losing, or even winning sometimes, well, that means you haven't been effective, especially in a battleship. The reason you have all of that health is to tank damage. So then why are these two just kiting away? To what end will this change the outcome of this match? Wouldn't you rather the match just end faster so you can take the ships out again and potentially have a better game? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. So the Amagi does choose to fire their guns, but I am holding my salvo looking for the Suzuya. Yes, I could shoot the Amagi. I will probably be crushed in the next salvo that is shot at me. So I am just waiting because sooner or later that Suzuya is going to get antsy, and there they are. They shoot, I get my shot out, and we are going to pick up Kraken 345 in the hipper. And I think I'll probably just fade us forward here towards the end. This Amagi does sink me, but we will just go ahead and jump up to the scoreboard. A very low damage game, but how did we actually do? Whoa, 3,115 XP for a very good game. And I gotta say, I thought this one was gonna be a stinker. But I guess being a team player will net you some decent XP in the end. And that's gonna wrap it up for this one. If you, for one, welcome our new mobile overlords, then give this video a like, and for once, I'm really happy there's no dislike button. Questions, comments, complaints, you can leave them down below, and if you want to make sure and not miss the next one, then hit subscribe. Thanks for watching, folks. I will get back out there for another one soon, and we'll talk then.